Right here, a blood-soaked street on the east side where former Gambino godfather Paul Castellano was gunned down on Gotti's order in a brazen storm of gunfire in December of 1985. Sammy the Bull Gravano was Gotti's most trusted friend.
It was The Godfather without the fancy music, but with a great storyline.
Yeah, that tells you where we are.
Now today I am in Little Italy in New York City, and it's to talk about John Gotti, the Teflon Don. Now today I'm not only going to show you the last place he visited before turning himself in, but I am going to show you his infamous Ravenite Club, and we're even going to go inside. And then we're going to head over to his grave, and I'm also doing another vlog on various mobsters in Little Italy, so subscribe below to check those out. But today, come with us. Let's go talk about John Gotti. Let's go. I want to show you a John Gotti site here on Mulberry Street in New York. See, I'll tell you the relevance and what happened right behind me. Yeah, that's 140 Mulberry Street. Now, on May 20th, 1985, John Gotti, the Don and boss of the Gambino crime family, stops here by this cigar shop for one last smoke before turning himself into the feds. See, this was the Andrea Doria Social Club. And my Italian is not the best, so I hope that wasn't way off how it should be pronounced. But either way, this is the place right here where John Gotti stops for a cigar before turning himself in. This played a part. Now, it wasn't until 1992 that Gotti was convicted of 5 murders, conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, and you name it. But this was the social club right here where Gotti stopped for a cigar before turning himself in. Pretty surreal, right? Alrighty guys, right now I am in front of the Ravenite Social Club. Now, it was another social club before it was called the Ravenite, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of the history, and I'm going to show you something inside that is really cool. It still has the original floors. The Ravenite Social Club. This is it right here. See, as far back as 1926, this club has been the site of mob meetings. In the 70s and 80s, it was used as a headquarters for the Gambino crime family. Right here. It's incredible. There's a church right there. See everything around. Now, John Gotti actually used this apartment. See the apartment right there on the 3rd floor? He used that apartment to meet with members of the family. And starting in 1990, the FBI was able to successfully install wiretaps inside the apartment right here.
The audio tapes made from FBI bugs planted at the Ravenite and the apartment upstairs. This is going to be a close emotion when I die. Be it an hour from now, be it tonight, or 100 years from now, I'm in jail. It's going to be a close emotion.
And they were able to use these recordings to nab Gotti as well as Gambino family underboss Sammy the Bull Gravano. Now Gravano turned on Gotti, and before trial he became an informer in exchange for getting a don't go to jail card for the 19 murders he had committed. Now his testimony was instrumental in Gotti's conviction.
In a move that shook the underworld and shocked the FBI, Gravano turned state's evidence and in exchange for a lighter sentence for himself, testified against his former boss.
Teflon Don, with his Teflon coating, didn't work. He was actually sentenced.
The crime boss, John Gotti, has been sentenced to life in prison with no parole. Gotti was said to be the most powerful crime figure in America. He was certainly the most visible and the most flamboyant. and he used to have a reputation for being untouchable.
But the beginning of the end happened right here. Now this used to be a lot more fortified. Now there's a store in there, but within the walls of it, Della Croce would take an up-and-coming John Gotti under his wing. So even as John Gotti was starting out, this building was where it all happened. Now after the death of Della Croce, John Gotti rubbed out Castellano, he took over and he installed himself as the family boss. It's incredible to think of what happened on this little street that had an impact all over New York, all over the country, and they ran it right out of here. This was the Ravenite Social Club. Incredible, right? Alrighty guys, let's go inside the Ravenite Social Club, see what it looks like today. Now today it's a clothing store, and they were nice enough to allow me to walk around, check it out and film and answer some questions for me. Now they have it decorated really retro, but this is all after the Ravenite Social Club. This is all added on and renovated afterward. But the one thing that has not changed from when it was the Ravenite Social Club is the flooring. The floor is exactly the same as when it was the Ravenite Social Club. Check it out. They did a really great job with decorating it, but the flooring itself is all original. So you think about how many mobsters walked through this door and onto this floor. This is all original. Hasn't changed at all. Think about the plans that went on in here. All the events. It all happened right here. Alrighty, let's keep moving on. Alrighty, we're gonna head on the road, go over to Queens, and see the cemetery and the grave of John Gotti. Alrighty guys, now we are at a cemetery in Queens, New York. We're going to check and see if we can find the final resting place of John Gotti. Let's see what's through these doors. Alrighty guys, there it is right there. There's the final resting place of Teflon Don, right there. Now we've gone to his Ravenite Club, but there's a bench right here in front. He was only 61 years old when he died, and it was June 10th, 2002. Imagine, and somebody's left flowers there. Of course, there was that TV series about the Gottis. I remember that I worked at a store and we actually sold a brand called Gotti Wear at the time, and it had his last name on it. But I would imagine that was pulled or something because of licensing. It's right here. Alrighty guys, I'm really glad you came with me today to see the grave of John Gotti, the Ravenite Social Club in Little Italy, and to talk a little bit about these New York gangsters. Anyway, check out my channel for other gangster videos. I've done them from all over the country. But until next time guys, I always like to say life is like a book, and I want to read it with you. From Queens, New York, it's Chris. Peace.